Um, uh, so yeah, hey. So it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I thought I'd do a quick video on that. Um, uh, it's a tough one for me because I see a lot of people writing like, be aware of like people with anxiety and people suffering from depression and all that sort of stuff. And I think that it's not necessarily the right message coming from the side of someone who actually has it, or had it even, or goes through it on a daily basis. Um, you can tell someone like, "Oh, keep your head up, it's gonna be fine," blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, it's not really helpful for anyone who's in it. Um, so I thought instead of saying like, "Oh, be aware of mental health and all that sort of stuff," I think I would just. I think I'm gonna just. I think I'm gonna just say my story and what I went through, or what I go through every day. Um, Maybe that would help instead. Because I know that I listen to all these people say like, "Oh, you're gonna be fine," blah blah blah, and it just, if anything, it makes me feel less fine because no one really understands. So, about, I don't know, ever since I moved to Denmark, when I was 17 years old, or 17 to 18 years old. Um, and yeah, like I went through some shit in my head. I realized that I wasn't myself. It felt like, if you could put it in words, it's like, mental health is different for everyone, and everyone has their own path, or I don't want to say struggles, because I think it puts it in a downer, and I don't think it's a bad thing to have a mental indifference. Like, I don't think it's bad to be different in your mental state to the norm, because I don't think there is a norm, or at least not in my respect. I don't think there's a norm. For me, it's like, imagine your physical self is present all the time, but then your mental self is a little bit off to the right or a little bit off to the left, sort of looking in and never really being fully present. So your consciousness isn't present. And I think that was my struggle, was when I was depressed or feeling anxious, it was like I wasn't in myself, I wasn't present, and I wasn't 100% there. So yeah, I spent 5 years, at least, minimum, working on myself and trying to figure out how I could be present all the time. And it's really difficult. It's a daily battle, and I don't think it ever gets better. And I think depression is looked at as a sadness, but in reality, it's you suppressing a part of yourself, or at least for me, it was. And yeah, I don't think. The only thing I can say is the best part of your life is the worst part of your life. When you're in the shit, that's the moment you can rebuild who you want to be. That's the moment that you're so far lost that you can now choose to find yourself again, and then center yourself again and become one. Like, how I look at it is we're all on this line, and the line is time. Time is continuous. Like, no matter what, time will continue. No matter where you are, what you do, time is a straight line that you follow. And then your conscious self, your you, the part that causes mental issues and causes mental problems, or not issues, like causes a different mental state, like a state that you could either be happy in or sad in. And I think even happy, like if you're overly happy, you're far off of this center line. It's like there's a line going through time, and this is your consciousness. It's like a wave. And then say when you're on the right side, you're happy, and when you're on the left side, you're sad, or whatever. That's just the way you could look at it. And then, in order to just be the state of happiness, I think you need to be on the center line as close as you can. And for me, the thing that helped me was doing things that centers me, like exercise or music. I don't do music because I care about the outcome. I make music because it's a thing to center me. You know, I'm not doing it for other people to like it. I'm doing it for me to be present. And that's what I love. I love to be in the moment and just wholly in something. And sometimes I do songs where I'm not present, and I can see that. I can see that in the emotion that I've put across. Yeah, so like the past 5 years, I worked on myself to try and figure out how to not let things bother me, how to let myself just follow this line of time, of life, and just be present all the time. And I think that's the only piece of advice that I can give you, is if you feel lost and down and sad and just against the rest of the world, or like you don't fit in, or whatever it is, it's just because you're so far off of your own timeline, your own path, that you can't see straight anymore. And I think you need to find that thing that centers you, that brings you closer to you, present and physical. And I think maybe take a few hours off your phone so you're not living in a different world, you're not looking at something that takes your mind out of where you are physically. That helps me, for example. Yeah, like the message I want to put across, if you're feeling really down and you're feeling really bad and sad every day, even if it's because something's happened to you, just try and center yourself. Try and find that thing that makes you you, and live your life through that and be on that straight path. I've been trying to make this video for so long, and I just don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to say that I support you, because I can't. I'm just on the other side of a camera. I'm on something that takes you away from you. I'm on a social media app that takes you away from your line, your path, your reality. All I can say is just follow what you love and do it, and allow yourself to be present as much of the time that you can. And also allow yourself to not be present, and understand that when you are present, you are feeling bad, it's just because you're not present, and because you're off of your path, you're off of your line. I guarantee once you start following that line, you'll start feeling better. Or at least start feeling more whole as a person. That's what helped me. Music helped me. Because when I'm doing it, I'm 100% in it. No distractions, no nothing takes me away from it. Nothing takes me away from it. Yeah. So, yeah. If you are feeling bad and you want to talk about it so I can explain it better, explain my theory on how to be present and happy and okay, then yeah, reach out to me, just give me a message on Instagram. I will reply, and we can talk, or we can even do a video chat or whatever. Because I guess we all need to be there. Yeah. My personal story is that I went through depression, or I still go through depression, because of a lot of things. But you can't blame other things. It throws you off your line. Things are built in this universe to throw you off of yourself, off of your line, off of who you are fundamentally. And I got thrown off of my fundamentals. I got thrown off of what I believe in, what I followed, and not much could bring me back. I was in a very dark place at one point. But yeah, that dark place brought me back because I realised I was in a dark place and I realised I didn't want that for myself. Anything can be fixed. You can change anything. You can be anything you want to be. And it's not just a stupid saying that people say, it's true. You can do whatever you want to do. You just have to do it. And you have to follow your line. And if it's not for you, the thing that you want, you think that you want, then don't follow it, but find what you need, what you centers you. It could be anything. Art is very powerful and very able to help you get better. Yeah. So yeah, that's my mental health awareness. I hope that I haven't confused anyone. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Tough times are the best times. Cool.
Sirens calling out her name. She heard those war sirens calling out in vain. She heard those war sirens calling out her name. She heard those war sirens calling out in vain. She heard those She heard those Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go?